Business News. Eskom Group CEO Dan Marokane says the power utility is returning to the global stage as it has managed to keep the lights on for more than 303 days. Marokane was speaking to business editor Xolani Mbanjwa at the World Economic Forum underway in Davos, Switzerland.
Any country in the world will tell you that it is very difficult to convince any investor to put their money on your shores when it comes to having challenges about energy supply. This is where South Africa has been for decades now, at least almost 20 years, when it comes to how bad the energy supply has been. And here at the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum, it's important to actually catch up with the leaders in the energy space. That's why I'm joined now by the Group CEO of Eskom, Dan Marokane, to talk about what it is important, why it is important to be here at the World Economic Forum. Mr. Marokane, thank you very much for your time. You've been here for a couple of days. Give us your impressions about the big takeaways here, looking at the fact that there's geopolitical tensions that have always been there, and South Africa is playing in a space where other African countries are going for the same investments. How do you put South Africa on the map, on the table, to be considered above others?
Look, I think maybe the best way to start is to begin at the intentions behind this mission, which was government-led. The intention was to really get to the investment world and indicate that South Africa is on a path of reforms and recovery to make the country an investment destination. We have said this before. The lack of reliable electricity supply had undermined that confidence. The progress we are making in this regard is contributing positively to the re-establishment of that level. Secondly, the other issues that relate to the improvement of the country as a destination for investment is the fact that reforms are underway and are actually being implemented. So there's some proof points in that regard. I think that overall the message has really been well received. We should not see WEF as an isolation. There's been other investment roadshows before. We're seeing a consistency in terms of the acceptance of the messaging from a global investor perspective. So we are happy with that. I'm personally happy that we are also able to reposition Eskom amongst its peers globally as members of the governors of the electricity industry. We are able to influence positions being taken in that regard, but also start sharing insights with other utilities that can be of benefit for us as we implement some of our strategies. These are utilities and players who have balance sheets, but they also have technology. And as we scourge the world to look at who's there to play with us, this has been a very important and successful place.
And that forum of governors of energy, Eskom hasn't been part of it for 7 years. What will it mean going forward to be among that sector once again?
As you know, Eskom was once the leading utility in the world in terms of electrical utility, and so for that purpose it's important that we remain connected to our peers, both from best practice but also for improving our own operational requirements. It's an important step that we become part of the global community in this regard. We have the capabilities. All this means that we have easier access to insights, to developments, and also we can learn better. The path that we are going through as a country has been walked by others. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. We spend time with the biggest utility in India here. They have a similar profile as ours, a combination of coal, renewables, and nuclear. We've spent time with utilities from Indonesia. They have a lot more of similarity with us, with the need to expand their grids and increase the share of their renewables. We are only at the beginning of our curve towards that, and this is the best way to actually avoid some of the pitfalls and seek collaborations.